Hello Gemini, it is time for your January 2020 reading. And just a quick housekeeping note, I have decided to start doing all of my readings with the vice versa tarot. I've got your cards pulled, so we'll go ahead and jump in. We start out with the Page of Pentacles, Justice, the Knight of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Swords, excuse me, the Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and Judgment. I will also note we have two 8s on the board, so if that is your angel number 88, be sure to look that up. I will point out we also start with the Page of Pentacles, and this card reminds me always of the Fool card, especially in this deck, and the empty cornucopia behind him. For me, this one is being in pursuit of tangible earthly possessions, and you had a goal that you reached, but now that goal seems kind of empty and hollow, and it's like you're looking out to the new horizon, to the mountains and stuff. You've turned your back on this fertile land to strive for something more. We also have Justice, which is Libra. And on this particular card, there's also the symbol of Virgo on the ground in front of Justice. So you may be dealing with a Libra in this situation. It can also be the way that you're reviewing a situation. But as we go through the reading, I think that will become more clear if it is a person or aimed at a situation. With the Knight of Pentacles, you can see that he is, again, riding through a desert. I think these knights like to do that, especially with this deck. But it does symbolize a form of movement through a time period in your life, and that could be past, present, or future with the way that this is reading. I will say this, if you have already started this new journey, of course, this part of it could still be upcoming. But if you're already well into the journey and you know that you're going through this dark, more difficult desert period that's feeling very lonely, then I would say there's a great possibility that there are different stages or paces for this journey. So different people will be experiencing this at different rates. And it also seems with the Four of Wands here, this seems to be looking back on happier times with that being in shadow. And of course this is shadow side. So it almost seems like this is a memory of this experience. So there was this time in your life where it felt like everything was good, where there may have been a relationship, or there may have been something that you strongly desired, a better balance internally between masculine and feminine. And then we have this Eight of Swords. And this is being bound, being trapped, or stuck in a situation and not realizing that this trap or binding is of your own making. And it's interesting because this also, the Five of Pentacles came up in, I want to say, Taurus's reading. And what I had said for that was, this isn't my fault, I'm not responsible. He's like rolling a dice. It's like, this is a chance situation. And it's interesting because the reverse of that is this is my fault and I'm responsible, right? He's got the wealth, he's got the power and everything, but he knows that he's responsible. In this case, he has nothing and he feels like this is happening to him, right? So this is the same energy right here. It's not just a mental situation. It is also, it seems like, relating to finances and tangible possessions. So this can be a hard hitter. So maybe you went through this period of great gain, financially speaking, and now you're going through a period of lack, as it were, and it feels like you may not be sure if this is, it feels like you think, or the person who's experiencing this thinks that this is being done to them or this is happening to them. And that is very disempowering. Regardless of if it is your fault or not, you are responsible for it. And I know that doesn't seem fair, and it's not. But it's like if you left your if you left your car parked in a parking lot and someone hit your car, is it your fault? No. Are you still responsible for your car? Yes. So it's not fair, and somebody did that to your car. The point I'm trying to make in this situation is whether or not you did this to yourself, you are still responsible. So sitting there and focusing on the pain of the situation and the suffering that you're going through and perpetually dwelling on that will not get you out of the situation. At a certain point, you have to take responsibility for everything that has happened and realize whether or not I did this to myself, I am the only one who has the ability to get me through this situation. We have the Nine of Wands. And you can see here that he has traveled a long way. He's injured. There's a wrap on his head, but ultimately he's victorious. And for some reason I feel make peace with the beast within. So I definitely feel like this situation is not a romantic relationship. This is an internal relationship. So it's looking back on a time when you were in better balance within yourself. Justice is not a person so much as it is a mental state of being. It is that mental balance. It is that Libra energy, but internal. So it is in some way that you have fallen out of balance with yourself and caused yourself to be in the situation that you are in, and feeling stuck and feeling like you don't have control, when really this requires a change of mindset, a change of perspective. Make peace with yourself. Forgive yourself for what happened. Do the internal work. Eight of Cups. Look within. And you can see that the cups are all battered and bruised here, right? This is your emotional body. You are emotionally beat up from this whole situation and you're struggling with it, but turn within. Ooh, I really like this reading, guys, because this actually was in Aries reading that I just finished. There's that abundance being in the past, but being in the now. And seeing there's this pillar here and the castle in the distance. Also, there's a hawk here, which I or an eagle, which is your wishes being granted, future wish fulfillment. There's a lot of abundance to be had here. This is the feminine energy, the full feminine embodiment in the Queen of Pentacles of Earth. So this is a productive energy, a creative energy. And seeing this in the background, the world has collapsed around you before, but you have the ability to birth new things. And then we have the Judgment card. Judgment of this situation, judgment of self. It's when you forgive yourself and you're able to judge yourself kindly, that is when this situation resolves, because ultimately, it's balanced masculine, feminine, and inner child, right? And even though you still may be in the desert, you have your guide. This is really beautiful. Gemini, I hope this was helpful. I hope you are able to find peace within and self-forgiveness and understand that regardless of how you came to be in this situation, there is a way out. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.